Hello, everyone. My name is Wade the Wallaby, and welcome back to another live stream. We'll be discussing about the lore into reality. Now, first of all, you might be thinking to yourself, werewolves don't exist. You are true, but let's just try to look in reality for a bit. Let's compare from the lore from it and basically try to merge with what we know now. But first, I'm gonna have to been researching a lot about this, and I might get something. There is the information in the description in so you will understand what I'm talking about and this world of darkness thing. But we're gonna turn that into what we know, space related. I bet you think to yourself, how would werewolves have to do with astronomical, places? Well, most of the words are very similar to, but either way, let's get to the basics. The Garu. The Garu are a basically they're werewolves. They have four forms of different I should say body, I should say. I'm not playing Clash. No, I'm not. I'm sorry. But the first one is Homo, which is basically human. Second one is Glablo, which is like a human slash, looks like a not like a wolf, kinda. There is the Kronos or Krenos, but I prefer Kronos, which is the tall, big werewolf, huge, tough. And then you have Hispo, which looks like a werewolf from Twilight. Just think of that. And your old regular old wolf, the Lupus, the classic wolf that we see today and know very well, except they don't have human intelligence. But let's mix it up a bit because it's going to get maybe interesting to you, maybe not, but either way. So, something about Luna. Now, of course, immediately I'm like, oh, you destroy her, then you destroy the moon. That's not quite how physics works. Now, I understand it's a mythical thing, but let's just hypothesize. If you want to make a moon bridge, now what I think of a moon bridge, I think of like a tether all the way to the moon. Yeah, I take words literally. Now, that's impossible because the moon actually orbits at a speed at approximately slower than Earth rotation, which is called geostationary stable. And this is like way out there. Not too far, but it's not as far enough. If the moon will have to be really close to Earth for that to work. Now, the only realistic way to get to the moon is by launching a rocket. But in the world of darkness, you could just, I guess, using Luna. Now, of course, Luna is also a word for the lunar surface. However, what I think of Luna, I think of the Soviets. Now you're thinking to yourself, how would the Soviets do? Well, the Luna missions were basically from, I think I really should just, put in the description because why not? Because I'm sure you'll probably be like, what the hell are you talking about, boy? Well, don't worry. I got your back. I got it right here. This should help. This should, there we go. Copy and then boom, there you go. Now, those are all the missions that are to the moon. So if you want to know about a little bit more description wise, there you go. From myth to fact. But I've been wanting to make this live stream or recording for a while, and I just wanted to basically try to merge realism, no, to fiction to reality or something like that. Because it's right here, it's big brain. But yeah, you can think yourself a Gairu, but it's not true. This is because we humans think of things back in the day. We really didn't know anything about how the universe worked. Not like as we know now. I mean, we still there are lots of mysteries, but there's no like three forces: the Weaver, the Wild, and the the uh the Worm. Those are the three forces. Now we do have sort of three forces in our reality. We do have gravity, the strong force, nuclear force, the weak nuclear force. And there's actually the other physics, gravity, space, and time, which are technically the same, theorized by Albert Einstein, because that's actually the same. As you increase mass, depending on the delta V, it will basically sort of warp time, but you can't go back in time as far as we know. So I guess the laws of physics. Now, the universe is unpredictable because there are possibly like, anti pro uh particles, or the wave quantum waveform. That's what we think, that's the universe in realism. But in the world of darkness, it's simple 3. You're close, but it's different. They don't. But seriously, there are some loopholes when it comes to that, because come on, the universe, it's freaking huge, okay? So I know, I'm atheist knowledge because I know. One entity cannot control something such expanse. But that's why we have our knowledge. Now, of course, we all know this is a myth. I can't explain anything else. Doesn't exist. But that's okay. Because, again, we have knowledge. But yeah, I just don't think this should be useful, because I don't know. I don't think I should keep going. I feel kind of stupid. I I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I ruined it. I ruined everything. No, you didn't. Oh man, I'm such a fool. Anyways, um, but yeah, let's just talk about real life. I think that would be better for me. So lunar surface is made out of lunar regolith, which is like basalt, uh and it's just kind of a little embarrassed a little bit. That's what my problem is. Um because I man, I'm just not that good. I really need to find that video. But yeah, damn, 8 years of werewolves, man. That's just too long for me. But either way, that's what I think to do. But for some reason, I just that just takes too long, and I know that's a good idea, but in reality, it's just a waste of paper and resources, and rather just have something that's just material, or not made up, but into the brain. Trying to be scientific. There are no any spirits or souls or anything like that. In fact, your body is made out of multiple things. So technically, you could just say your body is just a vessel. You know, but people had to had simpler minds back then, and we really didn't know what was going on. That's why we basically made every single god goddess thing, did like, oh, the god of water, all that shit, because we didn't know until we found modern science. Now, of course, werewolves have been around from the ancient, like Rome, but it was different. Now we're in the 21st century. It has been modified. I mean, that's like 500 years or so, not 9,000 years when it comes to World of Darkness. As a matter of fact, the last of the Smilodon, which is a saber-toothed cat, which was extinct 10,000 years ago. So, was it the werewolves that did this? The Garu? Well, in reality, it was actually us. We think it might be humans, but yeah, Smilodons are freaking awesome. I really don't think I would be afraid. Like people are afraid of like predators, but that causes it to attack. So yeah, I mean, if werewolves were real, I think I would not be afraid because I'm such used to nature, and it's just like, oh come on, 50-50 chance of being attacked. Now the moon is not God. Okay, I have to break it to you. It's not a god. You can think so, but in reality, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's why it's tightly locked. We believe it was made from a impact called Theia. The Theia hypothesis is the nearest possible example of the moon. Okay, that's all right. But either way, I think I need to change this. Actually, no, I think it should be okay. Yeah, it should be all right. It's fine. Um, but yeah, my leg's hurting. Um, they can change at will. That's fine. But I'm working on another concept, which is based off the Werewolf the Apocalypse, but I kind of modified it because just removing the spirits, and instead it's sort of like an infection or a disease, or not a disease, I should say, an organism, to make it more, to have it realistic, because realism makes it more entertaining. But I just don't like when people try to be smart, like this. It was called titled, "You're listening to a broadcast of a werewolf invasion apocalypse." No, it was, oh, beautiful apocalypse. Oh shit, I forgot the title. Wait, what's going on with the shoot? Werewolf language. I'm sorry, I will not do that. Where is that video? I am sorry, I am completely missing it. It's somewhere. My left like leg is like hurting. I know it's not growing pains because I'm already too old, and my computer is having a heart attack. Great. Ah, yes. Real life. Shit. Where is it? I hope there'll be enough for you to scream. God damn it. Where is it? I'm looking. I am looking. I cannot find it unless I'm just completely blind, which I'm. Furry takeover. I was thinking about making a documentary about types of category furries, and people that don't understand what furries actually are. But it's try to avoid the inappropriate stuff, because okay, I guess I cannot find it because I don't see it on here. Or maybe it's just gone. God damn it. Either way, um, how to speak like a werewolf. Oh wait, you're listening to a broadcast of a werewolf. Actually, no. I'm just gonna do this. There you go. There we go. All the werewolves. Here it is. It says you are listening to radio during a werewolf outbreak. Okay. Yeah. Don't escape. Yeah, so it's just like something, it's an hour long. I'm not summarizing it because it's like an hour long. An hour and 19 minutes and 38 seconds. But yeah. Whatever. But also, you have these other people that are like, a SWAT team encounters a werewolf in the Arctic. But then this one says, I'm a member of the U.S. Special Forces. Hold on a minute. I'm going to do this. There we go. That should help. What? Calm down. It's all right. His name is SF Special. And most of his videos, there is a thumbnail and it has a werewolf and but it was nothing to do with werewolves. Instead, it was a polar bear. And now I made a mistake of saying it should be a movie. I don't think so, because yeah, it's a good concept, but you're making something that's not correct. It's not a werewolf. You could say it's a werebear, that'd be okay. Or have a thumbnail of a bear, but not a werewolf. Do you know what's between a wolf and a bear? I guess you don't. I guess you didn't take zoology class. I'm sorry. The stories are fine, but you're trying to put something into science. And you don't have a big brain like me that actually physically has science. I mean, is it possible to actually make real werewolves? Well, if we can make dire wolves, I'm sure we can within 100 years or so. Maybe not 100 years. I mean, if we can genetically modify genetics, damn, the 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 truth is out there. But I'm not sure why would you even use it. Maybe super soldiers. But I do have a concept. It's based off the Werewolf the Apocalypse, but as I said, without spirits or any of that, because that's just too much to explain. It's just too much. Just boom. I removed the Glablo form because I don't like it. Because that's why. Now, the concept. Now I know realism, and I can do realism better because I just know that. I big brain. Brains. I'm not sure you guys are sick of me talking about werewolves. If not, that's fine. If it is, then, well, I guess I'll just have to figure out like a merge between something else. But don't worry, I will have some other content that has no werewolves because I know a lot of other stuff. I still can't get Kerbal Space Program to work properly. I know that's a bit far fetched. I should have said change subject, but hey, you know how the autistic brain works. I need to behave myself. And can you just please relax, computer? There we go. That way it helps people. But yeah, I just, you will be angry. I think it should be you will, okay, enraged. A werewolf game that's scared of itself. I did not like that video. It's just, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Wade, but I'm afraid I can't do that. Wow, that's a lot of viewers. Holy shit. Is that more than, oh my gosh. I found out my girlfriend's a werewolf. I got 52 views. That's pretty good, Wade. You're doing really good on your content. Where bandicoots? No. I don't think there is even such Okay, let me just I got to show you people. I could do this. I forgot. Here. So, these are my watch history. And this video right here has nothing to do with werewolves. Instead, it's a polar bear. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if it's like a clickbait thing or something like that, but okay, these are my videos as you can see in my name right there. I tried this is where I got the most information from. Yeah, I know. It's a lot of information. Most of it just seems boring to me, but I'm sure cuz spirits. I guess that's how I got the atheist trait, but either way. Oh, shut up, Elon. Apparently werewolves win. Why don't you like fluffiness? Fluffy, fluffy woofer. Aren't you a fluffy woofer, aren't you? Excuse me? Also, those raccoons are knocking down the bird feeder. So yeah. Those damn raccoon. Oh, stop it. Also, yeah, that's pretty scary. I got some new screenshots. I think I can bring it up here. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's. All right, minimize. Are you a lycanthrope? Or are you a wallaby? I don't like you, Counter Strike 2. Ah, yes. All right, let me switch it. No swishy tails, please. Nope, that's the wrong one. Oh, window. Got it. Is it? There we go. Now you guys can see it. Uh, but doctor. Oh shit. All right, so here. Oh, God damn it. Let me. There we. Come on. Come. Okay. Oh, this is it. Sorry, I messed it up. Yeah. uh, shut up, Elon, please. Oh. Oh shit. Hold on, I will reply to you. Just give me a moment. Ah, yes. Team Fortress class. Ooh, awesome. It is a great. It's good. It's good. Also, I was hunting werewolves with the Apache. Hello there, human. I'm not human anymore. I'm a Parkaru. I serve Gaia. Gaia spacecraft? Oh, you mean the Spirit Rover? Ah, heh. And he's like, what the hell you talk? The Garu's like, what the hell are you talking about? Yes, I know they're marsupials. We can't see anything. Well, I can see it. Okay, thank you. Please just go away. Well, I can see it. It's working on my end. Don't give me that. Oh, what? My brain's just like completely destroyed by its own self. Great. Congratulations, Wade. Your whole existence is now dead. What are you going to do now? Are you going to cry like a little baby? And why did it just get brighter? What's going on? Okay. Everything's good on my end. Also, I probably will try to make that video about explaining about the new werewolf concept. Um, you can't stay in human form for too long, or else you'll call explosive rage like that. Uh, you will become. Actually, I wonder if I can just. Or else you'll become that. That's what will happen if you have your human form, and that's what will happen eventually. It's called explosive transformation, and it is very bad, very very bad. You know what? I think we should talk about the concept. So it is based off the Werewolf the Apocalypse, but it's a bit, as I said before, it's different than the Garu. So I was thinking about making these videos about, oh, in case if you get bit by a werewolf, here are the steps to prepare yourself. And I added a lot of features, like you have good wolves and then bad wolves, and they're like they have jobs like as in normal humans, but effective because they can transform into Kronos form and like do tasks efficiently. You got tactical werewolves, which are like military werewolves, and then you have astronaut werewolves. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're taking up to a new level here with science. Um and and but they can change into a normal wolf, lupus, or a gigantic monster, hispo. Again, think of Twilight werewolves, but huge teeth. Just but not Globlo because I just can't. It's probably more simple by just removing that. So you can't be in human form for too long. It might take days or even weeks. Longest was about 2 weeks. So yeah. Now transmission would be easy. The same thing as a classic werewolf. You get bit and you get lichen. Well, except for a Sims 4, you get werebees, but we're not going to use that. So imagine there is like a like rescue operation, and you have the wolf power and able to transform to a lupus form and actually find like people survivors from like a disaster, like a flood, and you're going under a house and you're finding people, and then you can transform into a human and saying follow me, and then you can go back to a lupus form because you can't talk because you're basically just a wolf. Only experienced werewolves can able to talk in Kronos form, but it's very hard because the vocal cords kind of have to adjust to the now. Here's the first part. So once you get bit, you have 3 days of before the transformation, which is called a forced transformation. Now, first, either the left arm gets bit, not the cranium, because that I didn't do that because that would be fatal. And plus, it's not vampires, so it's actually not the cranium, which is your neck, which most animals will go, like mountain lions, to get a lethal kill. So instead, it's either your shoulder or your whole arm or your hand. Now you're right because that doesn't seem logical for any carnivore creature to attack. And this is a lichen disease or the lichen effect, and it is a very intelligent organism that's been around and is actually based off of the Battlefield Mars and Martian Infestation DLC, except it's friendlier, I should say, instead of being negative and infecting other people, like a horde of zombies, or I should say infected. The concept is pretty interesting, but yeah. But these wolves are infected, and as long as they don't freak out or have negative feelings, they can be safely transformed into lupus for about 5 hours. But first, the first day happens. You're hungry. Within 2 hours, you have the hunger. This is because the body is adjusting to the new environment of your body. The lichen wolf itself is trying to get using a lot of your resources, your water, your food, and it will make you hungry. Sounds familiar to Sims 4, but I modify it just a little bit. And your body is adjusting. It will basically not hide, it will cover your entire body, rearranging your DNA to prepare the transformation. But it's intelligent, so it will remember. Day two will be your brain. It will basically try to play around of your brain to see what you can do. And that's when you have like anger, aggressive behavior, wolf behavior. But then the third day, you'll only have like 5 hours, called the calm before the storm, and they will go actually 2 ways. You either transform peacefully or you turn into a feral werewolf. I'll get that there next. So once you do all the tasks perfectly, you will once you wake up, or depending on what your shift is, you immediately will turn into lupus form for about 5 hours of this, and you'll be fine. You won't kill anyone. You have full control of your body, but you can't speak. The second one is if you had some issues before in life, or if you were scared or panicking. And if you panic, the lichen itself will keep growing. It will keep multiplying faster because the lichen multiplies. That also reduces your energy means. So you need to constantly eat and drink water to survive because it's using a lot of your fluids. And as you on the third day, you wake up, you turn to lupus. The second is a little risky. It's called the hispoform, a big giant wolf, huge, but you could still have control. Now you can go to Kronos, but this is unlikely. This is more aggressive. And if you have bad experiences from the entire all 3 days, you will turn into a feral werewolf. A feral werewolf is a werewolf that has a constant loop of anger and rage and just negative thoughts. And the only way to subdue it is by killing it. There's no cure as far as lore wise. And silver bullets do matter, but it still is depressing. There's no way to calm the beast. They run on fours. They're true monsters, and they even other werewolves fear them because they're that dangerous. You do not want to be like that because it's basically a death sentence. So either way, but once you transform, you can pretty much have this. The first transformation is very violent. It's very painful, depending on what uh, of wolf you are. Where coyotes do exist, where smilodons, saber-toothed cats, but yeah, there's a whole. Is it with the lore with the female werewolf thing? Maybe because but it only lasts for 3 days, not like within minutes, like in the creepypasta I did. So it's not like that. It only takes 3 days. But yeah, cool concept, eh? Hey, I'm still working on it, so it's a really cool story. And it's like, but then you got the bad wolves. These wolves they can enslave humanity, force them to do things, the black market, and even selling biologically modified werewolf DNA to become super soldiers and become aggressive, terrorists, evil, mean people. But then you have heroes. You got the good wolves, which are basically, I guess you could say, you know, not Superman. And eventually you have. Now there are different types you have from called a runt. A runt is a recently bit werewolf. Or pre-runt is basically before the transformation, which happens 3 days. Now you become a runt. After about, it depends on what you know or have experienced. There are documentaries that I will, of course, be making. Uh, yes, I will be having some documentaries for all of you. Basically, sort of like a tip video that I would be making, and it's sort of like like sort of like like one of those tutorial videos, but in a fictional way. It's going to be interesting, and I probably would need to write a script or possibly like a bunch of rules that I have to like follow for it to become what I want it to be. And they're not Gyru because technically that's not what they are. They're lycanthropes, werewolves, wherever you want. But yeah, it's almost like not furry related, I guess you could say if you really want to. But yeah, that's just a short. Yeah, werewolves on the moon concept. Oh hell yeah. Oh, I got that. I already checked that out already. Um Construction wolves that basically help build with infrastructure. So it's almost not like a secret because, it's almost like, oh, werewolves are always hiding behind the shadows. But this time it's sort of like the opposite. Like they've been around with humans. But I know there might be some loopholes, and I will, of course, try to fill those in so people are like, well, what about humans or something like that. But don't worry, over time I will modify it. Holy wallaby. Wallabies, I probably will add them too. In fact, I even have a concept for that. So, and they, of course, are tribes people that are in Australia that can transform into, but wallabies seem to be not scary enough to like a mountain lion or a coyote. A coyote is not that scary. Well, some people think coyotes are scary, but you can't. Yeah, the only way you can always survive an animal attack is if you're not. There's actually a black bear that's actually roaming around in St. Clair County. And I'm like, what? What's the point? He looks in good shape. He's got enough food. Oh, shut up, Instagram. But yeah. Okay. Do I care? But yeah, if you like the concept, yeah, I would make it more detailed and have some reasons. And yes, there is a. So I think we should. That takes place maybe like in the 2030s or maybe 2050s, because this is where the Battlefield Mars takes place in like in 2050 ish. I know I'm going back and forth from the moon to Mars, but yes, there are werewolves in Battlefield Mars in the DLC. But they're yeah, I actually started making a story for that too, which will be implemented in Battlefield Mars actually now. So go ahead and check it out. It's actually my voice in there, thankfully, and I can it's recorded, and so you don't have to read it. So yeah, we're basically making articles that you don't have to read, but you can always read with it because I know reading is a lot. So let's want someone else to read it for you. That sounds a bit better, eh? Accessibilities, yeah, and developer commentary. Yeah, I was the developer commentary for that, and we were able to concept. Yeah, yeah. And they're like, "What about Battlefield Earth?" I'm like, "Isn't that a movie?" No, this is Battlefield Mars. And yeah, there were a lot of bug fixes. Yeah, there was one bug that caused the werewolf could reach out. He was supposed to avoid the like because it's like a zombie survival like on Gary's mod. I love that game mode, by the way. It's really fun. And I told the developers I want a zombie survival in on Mars because there's actually a that concept a movie. I forgot what it's called, but it was like zombies on Mars, or I should say infections. I should say rabies or something. In the early 2050s, humanity colonized Mars. However, war broke out. However, something else. The war brought out a creature that was supposed to be the last universal ancestor that was supposed to be useful on Earth. But Mars got too dead pretty quickly and it went dormant for billions of years. And then humans stumbled upon it. It was named the Martian infestation. The Martian virus, or the Martian IVS virus 50, or Mar virus, Mar virus 15, or Mars virus 50. Mar virus 50 is actually the name for the organism itself. The And why are there werewolves? Well, there was a kennel that was used to train dogs to use for service dogs on Mars. However, unfortunately, it was unsuccessful. But a secret organization that were able to secretly, I should say, steal wolves from Earth and then bring them to Mars. And apparently, they were able to use them. They could be more cooperative, but you always have to have someone, the patient zero. And eventually, that patient zero got too close to personal. The virus was able to latch onto his spacesuit without any, decontamination systems. Because, why would they be even, viruses on Mars? It eventually affected him, but the virus was early and it mutated him quickly. Eventually, it still looked human still. But as it got other organisms, it started playing around and trying to see which is the worst. It started in the mall, which is the largest facility on Mars. Where could it be located at? I don't know. Gale Crater? Nah, nah. Valles Marineris? Nah. How about Upalis Palatia? Yeah, I actually could just look up on my globe right here on Palatia, right next to Olympus Mons, a great sight of a mountain, huge. However, the mall was infected. The Martian mall was covered with infected, mutating very fast. A horde of infected, very similar to Left 4 Dead. Yeah, I'm going for that. From uncommon to, or I should say, uncommon can be playable. They can be playable characters, but recently we added in the canine update, which allows dogs to be infected. and they fast, but they're weak, and they can also pin you down if you're weak, but you can always have the option to kill it. However, there is the wolf, which is on wave 2 of the Martian infestation, which yeah, this is a unplayable wolf, basically goes with the horde. But there is uh the dire wolf. This dire wolf is not that big, but it's playable character. It is a special infected type. You have common and then uncommon, and you have special infected. And then you have the bosses. Oh, yeah, the bosses. There's the nightmare, which is a fearsome creature, able to give you your nightmares, true nightmares. There's the tank. You always got to have the tank, a big hulking behemoth with fists. I guess you skipped leg day, bro. And then you have the Hispo, the wolf, the big wolf, huge, towering beasts from face to face, from nose is 5 feet to 6 feet tall. He's even taller than me, big boy. And he will find you and he will destroy you. He is powerful. There's also like missing fur, like mage. He might be missing an eye. And there might be rare variants would have glowing eyes. There's like feral ghouls and infected people. Tonguers, which is basically a tongue guy, which is basically a smoker, but can latch onto your leg and pull you to dangerous areas. And but yeah, and then you have super bosses, which is one only, the werewolf, the Kronos wolf, a powerful, which is it is named Canis Kronos. Canis Kronos, better known as the werewolf, is a very powerful beast, able to withstand anything, and it is only occurs on wave 6. Oh yeah, he's a monster tank, and oh yeah, there's also death animations, and yeah, you don't go to third person. No, you go to first person. It's scary. It's really scary seeing that mouth just get in your head and just you're dead, or your neck just rips your neck apart, your chest mauls you to death. The claws will just swipe you, instantly killing you if you're not strong enough. You will be destroyed and infected. Now there's also the lichen disease, which could cause you to turn into a wolf right at your friend's base. So yeah, there's also a cure called the lichen cure. However, it's only used for once. Once you use it, you can't get it again, since technically you're immune to it. And you'll basically get infected again. If you get bit again, you're screwed. You might as well just accept your fate. Now let's talk about lore wise. The werewolf was created because of the infestation, able to manipulate something that could be more powerful and to kill or infect many humans as possible. However, let's go to a deeper story. The infection becomes more intelligent as it assimilates humans and has a hive mind type feeling, able to telepathically communicate to other infected. But then, of course, you always have to have those humans that are wanting to join the ranks, and they're called the affected cult. Yes, there's cults that I made too. So, hey, and they basically would sacrifice themselves to the patient zero, which is a monstrous 20-foot tall behemoth, saber tooth wolf with a bunch of fur and huge monsters. Been collab with all the tentacles, and the eyes are glowing red of anger and rage, and he's like the mastermind, and he can also talk. Oh yeah, he can speak. It's bad English, but yeah, he can speak. And cult members would lay down to their knees and saying, "Please take me so I can become a stronger human." And he'll give you the powers of the bosses, and that's why there's so many bosses. And your job is to be, the good guys, the humans, to resist. And there are some custom characters like Bruce. His nickname is the wolf. Some people say he's raised by wolves, but he's like 6 feet tall. He's a big, huge tank. Originally was a bodybuilder, but then joined the ranks. And then, of course, he had an invitation to kill zombies. And he was like, yeah, sure. He's a big guy. Then you have Jim. Jim is, he's a nicknamed the Alpha. He's strong, but he's 6'5". He's tall, but he's a really good leader. He gives you the adrenaline that you need. He's originally was a drill sergeant, now became a great leader and a good pushover. He's a reference from Jim Martin, one of the principal investigators, administrators for the Viking missions to Mars. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, I made that reference. Jim Martin was actually a person that was the head of the Viking missions that went to Mars in 1976, which were the first spacecraft to softly land and actually operate on the surface rather than Mars 3, which was from the Soviets. Yeah, that didn't go very well. But the Viking missions did work. So every time you talk about the Vikings, I always think about Carl Sagan or the Viking lander or even Mars itself. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're from werewolves to Viking missions. Oh hell yeah, that's just how we roll. How I roll. But yeah. And then of course you have me. Yes, I'm actually in the game. I know. Apparently I'm very susceptible to lichen disease, they say, but uh he's very smart, I guess. But yeah, these custom characters will have traits, like Bruce cannot be knocked down. He won't get the infected or lichen disease, and Alpha can't get hurt, or but melee can be useful. But his favorite part is snapping zombies' necks or infected. you know, he's the big guy, but he's not good with electronics. He's mostly like a big front line, like melee person. You gotta get out there. You want to stand tall and proud. You just gotta get in there. Just rush in there and beat the shit out of those affected zombies, and show them who is the boss. And also, there's also seeing boss, voice lines. So like, oh shit, we got a werewolf. Oh no, not him. Oh yeah, it's pretty fun. I played 5 rounds, and there was actually one time one of the super bosses actually was AFK, and we just got to him and just beat the shit out of that werewolf, and then he eventually died because he was AFK because he wasn't moving. We were like, why is he not moving? And we were like, is he AFK? Oh, let's just beat him up then. And then of course the time actually stops, so you can't escape. You have to kill the boss to escape. Um, but yeah, that was hilarious because he was just like growling and stuff. It would just beating the shit out of him. Oh man, that was funny. I wonder who that was because that was really fun. Yeah, one time actually we noticed another bug that occurred uh, when the werewolf was grabbing the pieces of wood. For some reason, it would the person, even though there's something blocking, like that people put down to like barricades, somehow it would able to grab the humans from the other side of the barricade. We fixed that, and now the werewolf has to reach out and actually grab and can choke it or snap. But yeah, be careful. Be careful. He's strong. And there's also the charge, which basically forces you to go on fours and just, both hands right in front and just maul to death anyone. Eating people can regenerate your health. Sounds very similar to property damage. I'm not sure, except there's no people. You're just rampaging a city that has no people, no one resisting. Actually, I don't have the game yet. I don't know why. Maybe because it's kind of a bit dark. But hey, I wish it was VR. That'd be cool. Rampaging cities in VR. That would wow. That would be because who doesn't want to rampage a city and destroy everything? Yeah. Yeah, it's possibly like more furry stuff than anything else. But either way, Battlefield Mars is not furry related. No, 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 no. We take things seriously. But if you don't like it, that's fine because there's also new weapons. The fire axe, the stun stick, all that good stuff. That comes in with the DLC. The Rebel DLC was our first DLC, and it seems like a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's not that good." And There is one person that made called the Wolf Arena, which is basically a werewolf in the middle and a bunch of buffed up humans. We're not adding this to the main game because it's custom. Oh yeah, I forgot custom maps that are custom made by people, and you can play on them, and they're free. Well, you have to have the DLC for them to work because if you try joining it, it'll say you don't have this current DLC. And as I'm recording this, it is actually 20% off. So yeah, go ahead and buy the DLC if you want to. But I'm not supposedly supposed to sponsor it, but technically I should be because technically, but theoretically. But yeah, we'll also be adding other characters from other werewolf movies because why not? Because apparently one of the people are like, hey, let's just bring in Cahal in there, Racco or Jacob or Josh or all those werewolf things into the game, and we did. Yeah, it's random, but it shifts between different types of depending on what it is. Oh yeah. We also have some references, but my favorite, not my favorite, but one of the references we did was the Among Us reference, which apparently if you have a spear and you go behind person, it makes the kill sound from the game and yeah. Oh, I wonder who killed someone. It's actually a corpse that says not red. A person that was a janitor wearing red clothes, reference to red being the imposter. Yeah, apparently someone like that. The train update. Yeah, that one's weird. I don't know why they have physics trains. Trains on Mars. Oh yeah, that didn't go very well in surviving Mars. Just use aircraft. I like trains. That's like a monorail. Either way, it's already 52 minutes. But either way, yeah, you should go play Battlefield Mars. It's wow. It is just feels just home with me because, Mars, spacecraft, hell yeah. And actually, okay. All right. So, what? I mean, you can't use fire on Mars. It just there's no oxygen. So, if you want fire on Mars, I'm sorry. That's just how it works. Anyways, uh aggressive and dangerous and could, end your life. Oh, blah blah blah. But there is a weapon that could deal with that, which is an armor piercing round that could basically stun the werewolf and really tanks it. And even says in the description, it says silver bullets were recommended. However, it wasn't because of the prices of silver being transported to another world was just too expensive. So instead, we just use armor piercing. So that's why we actually did add in silver bullets, but it's just the tracer is actually white. You can actually spawn them in using commands, but it doesn't work properly. It just is a normal bullet that doesn't do anything. Originally, it was supposed to do double damage to werewolves and have them like have like health that would like reduce them even if they try to regenerate. It's like a permanent health. We removed them because it was just too much weapons, and playtesters would say, "Oh, why would I even use a silver bullet because they're so expensive? And I'd rather just have like something like armor piercing, which could go through any organism and could deal more damage." So we just took them out in the main game. You can spawn them in as an admin, but it's not recommended because why would anyone use them? Because if you really like silver, yes, you could spawn them in on your own free server. Go ahead. It's that easy. Yeah, we actually have free servers now instead of you renting a server. But yeah, unless if you actually it's free if you bought Battlefield Mars before the alpha came out, or I should say when the final game came out. Uh, and you get the premium pass, which allows you to get quicker in. The deluxe, awesome shit, man, really cool. Um, but yeah, I know that's come by like different, But hey, at least I did say more. But yeah, um, yeah, I apologize for not explaining it further. I just wish I could, but for some reason, again, I could just make a script. Um, but yeah, it's just, when I'm all by myself, I think of these things and I think, "Oh shit, I can do this." But no, it's it's kind of bummed out. I think it might be due to my autism. It I'm just going to have to say that. I'm sorry. But yeah. Ugh. Are you tired? Cuz I'm tired. Maybe that's a good sign for me to go and get some rest. I'm also pretty hungry, so I guess I'll go find something to eat. It's already 55 minutes, so it's almost an hour, and it's just probably just pointless. It just seems like time flies by fast. It doesn't fly by fast. No, no. Yeah. Um, are you gonna turn a werewolf on full moon? Oh, come on! Don't be so ridiculous. Be reasonable. Be smart. What? Oh, shut up! I don't care. Go away. You can't shoot a ghost, Nick. I mean, it's not rocket science, man. How is it even rocket science, dude? You're a mechanic, not an engineer. What? Oh my goodness. Excuse me? Probably clickbait, which is obviously ridiculous. Yeah. Well, obviously it's pointless, unless if I want to fly an aircraft, which I really want to, but I don't. But I could. But yeah, I will be making those videos about the werewolf uh guide thing. And yeah, you can go ahead. You can actually play on Steam. Uh, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, sure. Join the server on when I'm on, and yeah, and have some fun with me on a game. Yeah, go ahead. But I will not. You will have to probably tell me on here that you want to friend me, so I can actually friend you because I'm not going to accept friend requests without knowing who you are. So yeah, I have the information down. If maybe not Steam, but yeah, if you want to, it's Wade the Wallaby, and you can search me up on Steam. And yeah, you can go ahead, and if you're lucky, I could be on a game that has multiplayer. I mostly play Werewolf: The Apocalypse Earthblood. I'm addicted to it, and that's a problem. Um, well, thank you. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for helping me. Good for you. Yeah. So weird people out there in this type of day. I thought it was only a full moon when it's weird, but apparently not. Um, I got a joystick. 58 minutes. I think we're not gonna reach an hour. Maybe. Yeah, it's like as soon as it hits an hour, we're gonna stop. It's like I have control. Did that timer just go down a little bit? I saw that. But yeah, I forgot I've got control of the werewolf. No, it's control. You got control of the joystick. I have control, he says, and he flies the plane. Who doesn't know about werewolves and actually know all the shit that I know? Like, oh, Jupiter and Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, Venus, Mars, Earth. Don't forget Earth and Mercury. Vulcan too. What's Vulcan? Yeah, it's a hypothetical planet that was thought to be spot. It's a really interesting because it actually thought to be real, uh, but it was hypothetical. And yeah, maybe I think I believe it. Well, I mean, I'm sure you can, but yeah, if it don't have no proof of concept, then you have no reason to talk about it. And we're about to hit 1 hour. If you don't like me talking, never mind. You know what? I understand. Werewolves will rule the earth. Also, I saw this video about the furry transformation. Wait, so everyone, I probably will be talking about the furry thing too, because yeah, I had talked about it too. Oh shit! All right, so I thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you liked it because like it tropes are awesome if they're not real.